Where does Drake Thank Me Later rank? It's your man Delvin here, and bruh, I hadn't heard Drake's Thank Me Later album in years. I mean, whenever I do go back on Drake albums, it's usually like Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Views, albums like that so far gone. But I recently listened to Thank Me Later again, and man, I forgot how good this album was. See, this is one album that Drake always says he's not too fond of it. You feel me? Because this was his introduction to the game, and he said he was playing when he made this album. He was playing by the industry rules. Like, he got the big features: Alicia Keys, The Dream, Jeezy. You feel me? He went out and got the big names for this album, big production, Swiss Beats. So he felt like this wasn't his most organic album. But listening to this album, man, this album aged extremely well. Songs like Karaoke, The Resistance, even his first, the debut song on this album, Over, sound real crisp and real better as time goes on. I was like, damn, I forgot how good this album was. Now, the big song from this album was Find Your Love. That song, it sounds better in time. And on this album, Drake was still like in his naive lover boy state where he was looking for love. It wasn't like For All the Dogs where, you know what I'm saying, he pretty much confessing that he just gonna be a player for life. But this album, he was still looking for love. And then he got bangers on this one like Light Up and Miss Me. Yo, this album, production-wise, even though Drake says he feel like he didn't like this album production-wise and stuff like, production-wise, this album was really good. Show Me a Good Time. Like, yo, this album was better than I remember it. Now, where would I rank it? Amongst Drake albums, Take Care is still his best album. So Far Gone is still one of his best albums. Nothing Was the Same. Nothing Was the Same. Views. But this album, Thank Me Later, will be number 5 in my opinion. I believe it's a better album than For the Dogs, Lover Boy. I believe it's one of Drake's better albums, man. I feel like this is the most sincere Drake album of all time. I feel like he was very honest on this album. I feel like this was the most mature Drake, one of the most mature Drakes, because at this time, he still was trying to find his path in the game. So, this is one of Drake's better albums. I don't know if I would have said it's close to being a classic. After listening to it again, I'm like, man, this aged really well, man. And I'm borderline saying Thank Me Later was a classic. And it is a top 5 Drake album.